Okay. Our topic for today is GlideAjax. Okay. Fine. So GlideAjax is a client-side API. Which is used to execute server-side script from client-side. Okay. Okay. So it's a client-side API. GlideAjax is a client-side API, which is used to execute server-side script from client-side. Okay. Let me just go to the personal developer instance and let me just go to the shipping case form. Whenever we select the caller, the caller associated email location department is getting populated. Earlier, what we were doing, we were populating it using get reference. We were using get reference and then we were populating caller email location department. Okay. Let me just go to the client scripts. Instead of GlideAjax, we were using get reference. Let me just go back to that. We were using get reference and we were populating the caller email, caller location, caller department. Get reference is not a good practice. Why is it not good practice? Because it will get all the caller record values. See, let us say if you want to take a caller reference, this particular Aditya reference, Aditya first name, last name, email, location, department, VIP or not, every details of Aditya it will get. Get reference will get all the values. Okay. But we want only 3 values, right? So if we want 3 values, why do we need to get all the values? Instead, we can use GlideAjax. Instead, we can use GlideAjax. Okay. So now we are discussing GlideAjax topic. When it comes to the GlideAjax, first of all, we have to create a script include. Script include is a server side script. Server side script. Okay. Which will execute It will execute only server side APIs. Okay, it is a server side script. It will execute only server side APIs. Means in the script include, you can't use glide form, you can't use glide user, you can't use GlideAjax. Okay. So for that, I am creating a script include. Go to the application navigator, just type PTINC. Okay. This one we already created, right? I am deleting it. Okay. Shipping case utils. So I am creating a script include with a name. This one can provide any name. There is no specific name. You can choose any name. You can provide any name. It should be relevant, guys. It should be relevant. It must be client callable. It must be client callable. Okay. So here you have to create a method. I'm just creating a method here. That is actually get shipping case caller details. Okay. Get shipping case caller details. So this is the syntax, guys. This name can be any name you can define. Colon, function name, parenthesis, open flower bracket and closed flower bracket, comma. Inside this, you can write server side scripting. You can write server side APIs. You can't use glide user, glide form, GlideAjax here because those are client side APIs. Then what is server side API? Glide record is server side API. So using glide record, I want to read Uday Gadiparthi details from the user table. Okay, using glide record, I want to read Uday Gadiparthi details from the user table. Then I am writing glide record here, where gr is equal to new glide record. Table name is user table name. Name is Uday Kishore Gadiparthi. Name is Uday Kishore Gadiparthi. Okay. So then what I am doing is I am actually building a string where caller string is equal to empty I am keeping here. Okay. Empty I am keeping here. Okay. Well, gr dot get value email plus colon separated. Plus you can also use comma separated also. No worries. location plus department. Okay. So finally, this is a string. Email colon location colon department. This one I'm storing in this particular JavaScript variable. Okay. So that one I want to pass it as output using return line. Whatever you keep it in the return line, that will be the output. Okay. You can choose SNC internal, external, or SNC read only, any of these. I'm choosing SNC internal. So I have created a script include. I made it as client callable so that it is extending abstract Ajax processor. Then I created a method here. Inside that method, I have written glide record to read the data. I have written glide record to read the data. I am not creating, I am not updating, I am not deleting. I am just reading it. That that string I have stored in JavaScript variable. Okay. So that string I am passing as an output using this return line. That string I am passing as an output using this return line. Clear, right? So now I am just done with the creation of the script include. Okay. So now we'll come to the GlideAjax. GlideAjax is a client-side API which is used to execute server-side script. Server-side script here is script include. Okay. GlideAjax is a client-side API which is used to execute server-side script. That is script include from client-side. Now what I am doing is I am going to the client script. Instead of this get reference, I am using GlideAjax. This is the syntax for GlideAjax. This is the syntax for GlideAjax. In this GlideAjax, you have to call the script include. This is the script include, right? This is the script include. Take the script include name, provide here. Okay. It should be showing in the bold letters if you have written properly. Then take this particular method name and you can call here. So using this sysparam name, you will call this method, guys. Okay. So we'll come to this one later. This callback function I am using here. Callback function. So you will call the script include, you will call the method, and this will actually execute the server-side script, and this will get the response. So this will get the response email colon, location colon, department. Something like that, you will get the response. That response you are receiving here. Okay. You are getting it in a string format, right? You have to convert that as an object where is equal to this param underscore name must definitely it is must. We should give sysparam underscore name for sure to call the method. Yeah, same name is required. If you use a different name, it won't be able to call the method. Okay. Caller is equal to dot split colon. What happens? Caller of 0, caller of 1. Yeah. Caller of 2. So using this line, what you are doing, you are calling the script include, you are calling the method, and you are executing the server script. You are getting the response using this callback. You are getting it in a string format. Then you are splitting it. And after splitting it, first one you are keeping it in the email field. Second one you are keeping it in the location field. Third one you are keeping it in the department field. Okay, fine. If you observe here, guys, it will always give Uday Gadiparthi values. Okay, if you select Uday Gadiparthi, here it should be Uday Gadiparthi. Here if you select able tutor, here it should be able tutor. Okay. For that, what I am doing here is I am creating a custom parameter using this ga.add param. Okay. This is must. This param name is must to call the method in the script include. Okay. But here you can provide your custom parameter. That is actually sysparam underscore caller. Sysparam underscore caller. Sysparam is common underscore caller. Okay. That is actually g underscore form dot get value u underscore caller. So this sysparam caller is storing the caller system ID. Then what I do here is in place of this Uday Kishore Gadiparthi, I will use this dot get parameter. This dot get parameter. Guys, remember whenever we get the field value of the caller, we will get the system ID, not the name. If we get the name, we will have to query with the name field. If we get the system ID, we have to query with the system ID field. Okay, just to save this one. I'm going to refresh this one now. First, whenever you change the field value, on change client script will run. This is the one. This is the unchange client script. On change the client script on caller field. Okay. So if this value is empty, nothing will happen. If the no caller is selected, nothing will happen. If any caller is selected, first it will call the script include. Then the method. In that method, it will pass the caller system ID. In that method, it will pass the caller system ID. Using that system ID, we will get the caller email, caller location, caller department. So, guys, remember, like we pass Aadhaar card number, we will get a name, we'll get birth date, we'll get address, right? Similarly, you will get by passing system ID of the caller, you will get location, email, department. So you are passing the caller system ID. Okay. System ID is like Aadhaar card number, consider. Then what happens? It will actually get the response using callback function. You will get the response in the string format, right? Then you will actually split it using colon. And first index will go to the call email, second index will go to location, third index will go to department. So I'm just refreshing it once. So nothing happened. Somewhere we are missing. Hmm. Okay, Alien email, Alien location, Alien department is populated automatically. If you select Uday Kishore here, Gadiparthi, Uday email, Uday location, Uday department is populated automatically. Okay. Shivram, can you hear me? Is my voice audible for everyone, guys? Okay. So I think that could be your network issue. Shivram, I would request you to rejoin again. Okay. So here in place of get reference, why did I use GlideAjax here? So GlideAjax is getting only three values from the server. Here, if you see, only three values are not email, location, department. It is not actually fetching all other details. Only three values only we are actually receiving, right? That too in a asynchronous way. Is form waiting here? Is form waiting? No, right? First of all, whenever we select a caller, is it waiting? You are able to select immediately. Then values are coming later, right? Hmm? So what is happening here? You are using GlideAjax and getting only three values that are in a asynchronous way, so that there is no load on the form. There is no performance issue. There is no pressure on the form. Getting my point? Is that clear? So this is actually a synchronous call, guys. This callback function, whenever we use this callback function, that is an asynchronous call. So if I don't use callback function, I'm not using callback function. I am using synchronous call, that is actually get XML wait. Get XML wait. Okay. So here where call is equal to GA dot get answer. So you will get the output here using GA dot get answer. This is actually a synchronous call. This is a synchronous call. Get XML wait is a synchronous call. Get XML answer is an asynchronous call, which will use callback function. Now I am going to refresh this one. Okay. can see all the values are at a time populated because it has waited there. Let me just select Akhil Sai. Akhil Sai I selected, right? All values are at a time populated. How did it populate at a time? All the values, it waited there. Getting my point? Earlier, what was happening? You are able to select the caller value, then the email location values are coming later. Isn't it? Hmm? So even in the get reference also we have synchronous call and asynchronous call. Even in the GlideAjax also we have synchronous call and asynchronous call. So using asynchronous calls is a good practice, which will not actually keep any load on the form. Which will not keep any load on the form. Okay. Hmm. So you guys are clear, right? GlideAjax concept. We will see one more example so that you will be able to understand better. Okay. So whenever we select the configuration item, the configuration associated support group should be populated in the assignment group. This one also we did discuss, I believe, yesterday. Okay. For this one, how did it populate? I think through get reference we are able to populate, I believe. Okay. This one. Here, what are we doing? We might be using. So here also we have used a get reference here. So we need only one value. But what is it doing? It is getting all the configuration item values. Instead of this get reference, again, I have to write a GlideAjax. Okay. When it comes to the GlideAjax, guys, very first thing, script include. When you want to write the GlideAjax, first thing that you have to remember is script include. Through the GlideAjax, you will execute the script that is there in the script include. So you have already a script include, right? In that script include, create a second method. Okay. You can create a second method. Get CI values. Okay. So I have to query the configuration items here, not users. Here I have to query the configuration item. Why is that? Because here we are referencing configuration items. We are referencing configuration items. Okay. So in place of querying with the system ID, I'm just keeping this dot get parameter this param underscore CI. Okay. Where CI is equal to empty. CI is equal to gr dot get value. support group. Return CI. Okay. Return CI. That means I am passing. Okay. Instead of CI, we'll keep CI group. CI group. It is meaningful, right? So I am passing CI group as an output. Okay. Just saving this one. So here in place of get reference, I am writing GlideAjax. All the script include name. So this is method, not a function, guys. Why do we call the functions in the object as methods? We call the functions in the object call as methods. Okay. This is an object. Script include is an object. Class dot create. This is an object. Script include is an object. Getting my point? A function within the object is a method. A function within the object is a method. So this is called method. Okay. So we defined a parameter here. This param CI. Use that sysparam CI here. Okay. This is custom parameter. You can define this name. Okay. But this should be the standard name to call the method. B underscore form dot get value. Configuration item system ID. Okay. So here you will get the response. Response you will pass it here. So here you are getting only one value, right? You have to populate only one field value, right? So what is happening? Instead of getting all the configuration item values, you need only one value, right? That too you are getting one value from the script include. That too you are getting only one value from the script include. In a synchronous way. In a asynchronous way. Okay. Where are we missing? This one. I didn't change it. So how do we debug it? Line by line we can debug it, guys. So some we are missing somewhere. The assignment group is populated automatically. Instead of get reference, what I have done, we have used GlideAjax to execute the server side script. So guys, remember these caller values are already in the database. From the database, we have to read it, we have to populate it on the form. Remember, see, these caller details are already in the database. We have to read it from database. We have to show it on the form. So similarly, these configuration item values are already in the database. We have to read it from database. We have to populate it on the form. That is where GlideAjax will come into picture. Okay. Fine. So this is actually a asynchronous call. If you want to get the values in a asynchronous, if you want to get the values in a synchronous way, then instead of getXML callback function, XML wait. Okay. Getting my point. Is getting in a synchronous way, not in a asynchronous way, because we are not using callback function here. We are using getXML wait. GetXML wait is a synchronous call. Okay. You are clear, right? Okay. How do we debug it? If suppose something is broken, how do we understand it? So first of all, you have to execute line by line. You will write alert here. Alert line number 6. So line number 6 is executing or not, we can identify. Line number 6 is executing or not, we'll identify here. What happened? Okay, I have written in the CA. Yeah? So line number 6. Line number 6 is executed. So likewise, you can write line by line. Line number 8. Line number. Okay. Mm, line number 14. Here 16. So here JavaScript variable is right. What is this JavaScript variable is printing out, giving the output, we can keep it in the alert. Okay. So what we will do, first of all, this line is getting executed or not, we will keep an alert. If this alert is showing, that means sixth line is executed. So if eighth line is executed, that means seventh line is run. Okay. If 10th line is executed, that means ninth line is executed. Getting my point? So suppose if the 10th line is not executed, that means there is an issue with the ninth line. There is an issue with the ninth line. Suppose if 12th line is not executed, that means there is an issue with the 11th line. let me make a small mistake here. Add param. In place of capital P, I used a small p. Okay. Line number 6 is executed. There is an error. So add param is not a function. Add param, small p letter we have used. Okay. So guys, here I didn't change line numbers, right? Line number 6, line number 8, line number 10, number 12, line number 14. Line number 6 is executed, 8 is executed, 10 is executed. Only till 10 it is executed. What about 12? 12th is not executed, but because there is an issue with the 11th line. We have to debug the 11th line. We have to observe what is missing and all. In place of capital P, you used small p. Likewise, you have to debug line by line, guys. Okay. So debugging the client side script is actually can be done like this. Okay. Debugging the client script can be done like this. Debugging the server side script is different. Okay. You can't use alerts in the script include. Suppose there is no issue here in the client script. So here there is an issue here in the script include. Script include is the server side. Here you can't use alerts here. So you have to use gs.log. GS stands for guide system. Okay. Here you will write line number 19. Line number 19. Uday Gadiparthi. So if this line is executed means, the client script successfully called the script include method. Okay. So likewise, you can write line by line log. Line number 21. 21. Line number 23. Line number 23. Line number 25. Line number 25. Okay. So line number 28. So suppose it has ran till 25th line and 28th line is not executed means there is an issue here in the if condition. That means there is a issue in this particular line. Okay. So instead what I am doing here is I am using capital N here. Capital next. It should be small n. Where did I modify? Mhm. But value is not populated. Where is the issue? We have to identify. See, we are able to select the configuration item. Nothing is showing error, but value is not populated. Where is the error? Okay. So in this case, we have used gs.log here, right? For logging and all. So that will be stored in the system logs. Go to system logs. See, till 23rd, till 25th line, it is executed. Okay. 19th line is executed. 21, 23, 25 line is executed. Till 25 it is executed. Okay. 19th, 21, 23, 25. 28 is not executed. So you can understand 28th line is not printed. That means this line is not running. This line is not running means there is an issue with the 27th line. Getting my point? So this gs.log is a server-side script. You can only use it in the script include. Alert is a client-side script. You cannot use it in the server side. For client-side debugging, you will use alert. For server-side debugging, you will use gs.log. So likewise, guys, you will be debugging it using gs.log in server-side scripting. Getting my point? If something is broken, if something is not working, and if you are not able to figure it out, you just use gs.log line by line so that you will be able to figure out where exactly the issue is. Anil, what do you say, man? You understand?
Yeah, yes, Uday.
This is what you expect. You asked right in our last session.
Yes, it's correct, Uday.
Hmm. Okay, any questions from anyone, guys? Okay, I'm winding up the session for today and we'll be connecting tomorrow. Hope you guys are able to understand the GlideAjax concept. Still, we'll discuss a few more examples in tomorrow's session also. Okay.
Yeah, meanwhile, we don't know the use cases, right? At least if you, if you tell some